welcome back to this old coop. Bobby is not here today. He's working. It's Memorial Day. We've officially had the baby chicks for 4 days now. And it feels like we've had them for a month. But anyways, everybody's doing really well. We had to upgrade the feeder because our smaller feeder, there just wasn't enough holes for everybody. So we had to put the bigger one in here, and I did mix in a little bit of flaxseed with their feed, just to give them a little bit of extra omega-3s and things like that. And we still have their water down here. No, that is not poop. That's rocks. That's to prevent them from drowning. They tend to sometimes sit by their water and try and start falling asleep, so we don't want them to drown. So, everybody's doing really well. We still have all 11. And everybody's thriving. Some of them are starting to roost. We have one that's roosting right here. That's Cookie. She's one of our main ones that likes to roost on the sticks. We started yesterday with treat training. So basically what that looks like is you can give them, what they recommend is you start them off with scrambled eggs. Yeah, go figure. You don't add any seasonings in it, no butter, no cream, no nothing, just straight up eggs. Scramble them up, mash them up so they're really itty bitty teeny tiny pieces. Put them on your hand, and then you do your call that you're going to call them with. So I'm not going to demonstrate that right now because I don't want to give them, I don't want to call them and then them not get treated for it. But I will demonstrate a little bit later on what I actually do. But everybody comes running. I have to actually do 2 hands of egg, one in a little bit in each hand, so that way everybody gets some. We do have one that's one of our chicks is a little standoffish. That is Cinnamon, and I believe that's Cinnamon right there. Yeah, that's Cinnamon right there. And no, she's not dead, she's sleeping. She tends to be very standoffish. She'll come up and run like everybody else does, and she'll run in the general direction, but she's only taken food from my hand probably once so far, even though I'm trying to encourage her to do so. But she at least runs over to see what's going on. We did move up the lamp. We moved it up quite a bit. With the heat lamp being in the garage and with the temperature outside, it's actually been really warm in the garage. And this is the week 2 that we're starting on. So I actually have decreased the temp from around between 100 to 95 for the first day or two to now we're at 80. And they're very comfortable. They run around. They all sleep together, except for a couple, like, stragglers will be by themselves. That's actually Copy and Cat and Chipmunk over there. They tend to all, and now it's midnight, they tend to they have their groups of who they like to sleep with, and cuddle up with, but they're not cold by any means. I'm still doing with their water. It's 1 tablespoon of Bragg's organic apple cider vinegar, in a 1 gallon jug. That is our chick jug right there. And we are doing electrolytes. Let me see if I can get those real quick so I can show you. We are doing chick electrolytes, baby chick electrolytes. We do 1 packet of this in their water as well, just to make sure that they're getting all the electrolytes that they need. And the the Bragg's apple cider vinegar helps with internal parasites and all kinds of different things. I'll do a whole video on just why you give apple cider vinegar to chickens. You just continue to give it to them even as they're older, but it helps with parasites and bacterial infections and fungus and all that good stuff. So, but it might be its whole own video by itself. Some people make magic juice or magic whatever water, and that consists of Bragg's apple cider vinegar, honey, raw organic honey, and a clove of garlic that you mash up and you put it in water and you let it soak. And that's kind of the same thing as giving them the electrolytes, but this is just quicker and it's a little bit more cost efficient because three small packs is like $2, $3 at Tractor Supply. So we are feeding, and I may get some flack for this. I got Chick Starter, and I actually got the 24% Chick Starter, just because everything that I've read is they need a higher protein and higher fat content if you want good egg production. Now, I know they're not laying eggs right now, but I figured giving them a better start, and it would help with their growth a little bit, because, we don't know how long they were in the mail when they were delivered to Rural King. So I believe a couple of these guys are already a week old, just because their feathering is, like, we have Lou, who's quite feathered out. Chipmunk is extremely feathered out. And two other ones, I can't see them right now. Cookie's really feathered out. So their wings are coming in really, really nice. A lot of them are also like Cookie there. I don't know if you can tell. I might be able to zoom in a little bit. But if you look at Cookie's tail, the little white specks that you're seeing, those are actually tail feathers that have started to come in. And a couple of other ones, I think all except for, I think one, tail feathers are coming in. I did not vent sex them because I'm not a professional. But I did try to wing sex them. So it's kind of up in the air if we may end up with one or two roosters. And that's kind of common. I did not get a straight run. I only got one chicken out of a straight run, and that was our black Australorp. She's the only one that could possibly, well, I'm not going to say that. She has a higher risk of being a boy and not a girl, because she was in a straight run. Straight runs are usually a 50-50 of hens or pullets and cockerels, or hens and roosters. And then you have your pullet runs, and those tend to be 95% female, and then the rest is male, because eventually either they didn't sex them correctly and you end up with a couple of cockerels in there, or they just got tired of sexing them and they're like, oh, here's a handful, and throws them in. So that's, it's the gamble. But we already have a home. If we end up with a rooster, one rooster, we already have a home. It would actually be going to our buddy Fireball Malone. And if we end up with another rooster, we may or may not keep the rooster. Bobby's kind of up in the air about it. He kind of wants to keep it, but then he kind of doesn't want to keep it. So if he doesn't, I found a couple of Facebook pages or Facebook groups for the Tennessee area that they actually exchange roosters and hens and ducks and all this stuff. So we might be able to find him a really good home. And life is that majority of the roosters, if they're not used to help produce more chicks, then majority of the time they do become meat, and that's fine. It's the cycle of life. So Bobby is also showing interest in wanting to show possibly one of our hens, or pullets, soon to be hen, and that would be his $8 bird, our only lavender Orpington. He would love to show her, so he has asked me to get information for him to possibly take her to a county fair, or there are poultry shows. So, but everybody's doing really well. I'm sorry it's been a couple of days. We've just been really busy with trying to make sure that these guys are well taken care of. First night was hell. Bobby and I barely slept. We were scared to death that we were going to wake up the next morning and everybody was going to be dead. But as you can tell, everybody's thriving. Everybody's happy. Probably by the end of June, by the end of June, the last week in June, they will be about 6 weeks old. They should be fully feathered enough to be able to go out into the coop. And they will be locked in the coop for probably 3 to 4 days. There will be food and water in there. And then after that, we will basically release the chickens, and they'll have their first day in their run officially. I am going to be taking them to have some day trips outside for about 30 minutes to an hour. As long as the weather's warm enough. We're going to set up like a little pen outside so they can do some scratching in the grass and getting some insects and stuff like that, and kind of just getting used to being outside. So that'll happen probably when they're probably by the end of this week, probably by this weekend, we'll probably be putting them outside. As long as it's about 80 degrees outside, I think I can let them out. They will not be free range. They will be in a little pen with a top on it. So that way, they're safe. Nothing can get to them, and they will be monitored the whole time. So, but everybody's doing great. The kids are having fun. Each of the kids, every evening, the girls get to hold one of the chicks, and they pet them and love on them. They are a little skittish when it comes to hands, and these big people are coming down to pick them up, but they should get used to that as the more we do it. But that's it for now. Oh, this weekend we are finishing the coop. So the last couple of things we have to do on the coop are the ramp and the platform. We have to put up and get that all set up. And that's over here. The kids were painting their stuff. This is one of the ramps. There's another ramp, and then this is the actual platform that they're going to come out on. And then we've got to hook all this up together. These are roosting limbs that are going to go actually inside the coop, because they tend to prefer to roost on natural things, instead of roosting on handmade or man-made things. So this is a little bit better for them. So we're going to get these all cut up. We have some more turf. We thought about using for something else. I can't quite remember what we're going to use the rest of this for. And then we have our bag of pine shavings to go inside the coop, so that way everybody's all nice and comfy in there. And then we have to also, we have a field trip maybe this weekend to see our buddy Fireball Malone up at his homestead. And we're going to get some lye, and we're going to do our whitewash, I believe, this weekend inside the coop. And that just helps with, like, stuff that can get into the wood and bacteria and all that good stuff. So, and it basically makes it look like the inside, it looks like you've painted the inside of your coop white, but it's actually not paint. So it's quite interesting. But we're going to do that. And we're going to finish the run. The run is still open at the top. Actually, I'll walk you out. The dogs are probably going to like storm or run at me. Oops, sorry for the bright light. Back up, guys. So, as you can tell, everything's all shut up, but the run is right here and it goes all the way back to the back fence. And then we have the second run here. So we want to complete this run because this is just our secondary run. So we need to just put our top netting on top of that, and we are going to attach it to the side of the shed, so that way everything's covered, so that way they can be safe and secure in this run without worrying about anything. And then eventually we will be finishing this side off and netting the top of that one as well. Yeah, so by the end of June they'll be outside in their new home, and we will be updating you guys probably every week like we have been, and letting you know how things are going. So thank you guys for watching. Please like and subscribe if you see this, and watch our journey on our first journey of having chicks, or chickens. Thank you.